No fucking way! Nigdy nie w życiu. Bez paski? Over the years, I've really come to love the city of Warsaw, but I don't really feel that I'm in the depths of Poland when I'm here because it's quite multicultural and globalistic. With that being said, I always really value having the opportunity to get out of Warsaw where I can feel deep, authentic Polish vibes. So I'm pretty excited that on today's episode of Kult America, I've been invited to give a presentation in the town of Świdnik. My chariot is awaiting. So if there's one thing that I love in my life, it's sitting on a train, watching Poland pass out the window, and drinking Vars. So the whole story really started when a Kult America viewer wrote us and invited us to visit his city and give a presentation to some students there just a few months ago. So we are in Lublin. One of the first places we saw was the Lublin airport. Actually, this is a very new airport, and it's pretty amazing because you can fly internationally. Interesting fact people might not realize is that although it is written Lublin Airport, in fact, it's Lublin Airport in Świdnik. That's got to definitely be the most quiet airport I've ever seen in all of my life. And then we went to the city's culture center, where I was in for what I expected to be a concert, but turned out to be something different. But after the performance, we got to talking, and I found out that they're simply happy people.
Taki biznesmen, to dla mnie kąsek. Ileż on musiał przeczytać książek.
I can't lie, during the performance, I seriously thought that they were a bunch of f***ing weirdos. But when they finished, we got down to talking, and it turns out that we know some of the same people, we've played some of the same places, and have some of the same interests. So, what can I say? They were sweethearts, and I really liked them. Nigdy nie wiedziałam coś takiego.
Naprawdę? Myślisz, że to dobrze, że ja studiuję to psychology? Sama będę swoim pacjentem. Dobrze.
Inside of the Culture Center were also some fascinating motorcycles. It turns out that this entire city was founded around a factory which produced helicopters and motorcycles. So one way you can know when you're definitely in Świdnik is when you see this SM-1. It is a world-famous helicopter. Actually, they use this all over the world, and it was the first model which was produced right here in this town. Kind of interesting, because if you were just driving through, you would not imagine that such an unassuming place could have such an epic history. All right, one final note about this. If it's not enough that these helicopters flew all over the world, similar models which were produced in this city were actually shown in the James Bond video. And by video, I actually mean movie, but that's pretty epic. When I was like 12 years old, I would have seriously killed to have a place like this. It's an awesome skate park. I see there's some kids hanging out, a couple cuddling, kissing a little bit, and the tree behind me is known as the boot tree. So teenagers come here and tie their shoes and throw it over the tree, kind of like gangbangers do in Los Angeles. It might seem like a little thing. They have rental bikes, which is really cool for a small town, but I've never seen this even in Warsaw. Look at this, you've got a wrench, screwdrivers. If you have a broken bike or wheelchair or stroller, you can actually come here and take a tool, fix it, pump up your tires. So I had a beautiful tour of the city today, and we've ended the night in a totally surprising place. We're actually in some dude's backyard. He has a restaurant here, but it's just for his friends apparently. Tak więc jutro mamy nasze prezentacje. Dobranoc. So you know that your life is interesting when you're first time in a Polish city. Now during the speech we broadcasted on Facebook Live. You can actually click the card in this video and check out the Facebook Live if you want to see it in its entirety. So as the presentation concluded, I had a meet and greet with some of the students, and it was always, of course, really fascinating and interesting to have real-life contact with people who watch Kult America. I'm aware of the numbers, I'm aware that there are subscribers here, but when that manifests itself in reality, in terms of taking a selfie with someone or meeting someone, it takes on a whole different meaning. Now, as my presentation concluded, our guide told me that he's got a little surprise planned for us, something interesting, unique to his town.
Jesteśmy w firmie Xtreme w Świdniku. Firma zajmuje się przebudowywaniem samochodów terenowych i uzbrajaniem samochodów sportowych.
For the record, this is the most fucking bullshit idea we've ever done on Kult America. This shit's got no seatbelt. Fuck. Gdzie mam wytrzymać? Tutaj? I was screaming. I told the dude, stop, stop, stop. I've had enough, I've had enough. And he just kept going. Never, ever, ever, ever again will I go into that kind of situation. When the Jeep stopped, I literally jumped out the window. Fuck that shit. They want me to go back in and film a shot getting out. No motherfucking way. That was the scariest shit ever. And I could hear nothing but those mechanics laughing at me. Oh, they thought it was so funny. Yeah, dole. Never again. The last site we went to see was quite astonishing. This place is special because just 10 years ago it was utter ruin. There are people dancing and chanting and preparing for their theatrical performances. But some people with huge passion for restoration and theater refurbished it to be a very, very new and special delicacy of Poland. I can confirm that that was some of the best flaki that I had in my life. And this was one of the most interesting little adventures that I've had in my life. So much happened in 24 hours that, in a sense, I kind of feel like I'm one with this powiat Świdnik. And I'm really grateful to have had that opportunity. Please subscribe to the Kult America channel. Also, click the card to check out my vlog from the abandoned, renovated palace which we just visited. And I will see you guys next week.